Hey, friends, in just over a week on November 15th, we as a church will reach out and approach our community in a way that we've never done before as we go door to door. And as that approaches, I wanted to reach out to each of our community groups and just communicate very briefly about what to expect as we do that, but also what are we looking for? What do we want from you as you think about going door to door? Maybe you have something in mind, but you're not for sure if that's what we have in mind, or maybe you have something crazy in mind and you hope that's not what we have in mind. So, my goal to reach out to you is to let you know exactly what it is that we want as we as a church reach out to our neighbors. So, what can you expect the day of? Well, the day of will be from 4 to 6 p.m., just like with our prayer walk. It'll be in the same community, same neighborhoods. But we'll start by gathering here at the church at 4 p.m. We'll all gather together as community groups here in the sanctuary. We'll pray together. We'll cover a few details, and then we will disperse. Now, what we're going to do is take each community group is going to go back on that same route that was on their prayer walk. So it'll be the same streets, the same homes. But we're going to break up each community group into smaller groups of 2 or 3 or 4 people, somewhere in there, just a smaller group. A little bit less intimidating to have a smaller group like that come up to your front door. It also allows us to cover some more ground. And so each community group will be broken up into groups of 2 to 3 to 4 people. And then each of those smaller groups will be given just a set of homes on that prayer walk route for you to go door to door and say hello and go door to door. And so you'll have each of those maps, the overall map will be broken into smaller maps for the smaller groups to have, and each of those smaller groups of 2 to 4 people will cover about 20-ish homes. Now, we recognize that not everybody's going to open their door. We realize that maybe half, maybe more, maybe less. In some ways, I don't really know what to expect. More people are home nowadays than it seems like they were before, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they'll answer their door. Who knows? I guess we'll find out when we get there. But either way, we don't expect every door to be answered. But what happens when somebody does answer the door? What do we want you to do as you say hello to our neighbors? Well, in something like this, there's going to be different comfort levels in how we engage. This is maybe a big step for some to do something like this, and that's okay. We also have people in our church that actually paid their way through college by doing door-to-door sales, and so their comfort level is going to be at a completely different level than mine or maybe even yours. And so we have a broad spectrum of people and how they're going to engage something like this. So what are we asking you to do as you go door to door, and how can we present something to you based on that comfort level for you to engage at whatever level you feel comfortable. So as you go door to door and somebody answers, the basic number one thing that we are asking you to do is just to invite them to Thanksgiving dinner. Each of the groups is going to be given enough cards to cover all their homes, and on the cards is just going to be a front and back invitation that explains all of the details and kind of in a fun way that you can give to them so that they know they can look at it later and decide maybe if they want to participate, maybe they don't. But you can give that to them. It's a way to start a conversation. It's a way to say hello. And it's a way to leave something with them for them to learn a little bit more about who we are and to think about if they want to join in or not. But that's it. Number one, the basic bottom line thing we want you to do is invite them to Thanksgiving dinner. And so if you go to a home and you say, hey, I'm so-and-so and I'm just with the church down the street, we're just going by and inviting people to a Thanksgiving dinner in a couple weeks on Thanksgiving Day if you'd love to join. We'd love to have you. That's it. If you do that, you will have gone to 20 homes and you will have invited them to a Thanksgiving dinner. And if they're not there, that's fine. You can put it in their door and leave that behind and know that that's all we can do. So number one, just invite them to Thanksgiving dinner. Number two, if you feel a little bit more comfortable, invite them to Thanksgiving dinner and then start a conversation. If you feel like it's appropriate or the person is receptive, you can just say, How long have you lived here? Are you from the area? Whatever it is, even just to make small talk in a brief, simple conversation, and to just see where that leads, if you're comfortable doing that. And you never know what can happen or what can come up in a brief conversation. And then thirdly is if you feel more comfortable and you feel really comfortable, ask to pray for them. So invite them to Thanksgiving dinner and start a conversation and invite or ask if you could pray for them. Say, is there anything I could pray for you about? Do you have any needs that the church could help you meet right now? Or can I pray with you about those needs? Whatever it is you want to say, it's just a way for us to meet them where they are and to pray with them in the moment. And Jen Piercy said something this week that stuck with me. She said, anytime I've ever asked somebody to pray for them, they've never turned me down. And so if that's where you're at, great. We'd love to hear about you praying with our neighbors. But if it's not, that's okay. So wherever you are at on your comfort level with going door to door is just where you are at on your comfort level, and that's okay. We, in the end, what's our goal? It's to reach out into our community, make ourselves available, make ourselves known, and befriend our neighbors. We can't do that when we don't go to them. And when we do go to them, we can just go to them as we are. You don't have to be anything other than what you are or have all sorts of skills. You go with the willingness to love our community, and we'll let Jesus fill that space with his Spirit between us and our neighbors and expect that he's going to do some great work. Because this, in the end, is the beginning of a step towards our community. It's the beginning of what we hope is a long relationship with our surrounding community, to befriend them and to show them and exhibit the love of Christ now and well into the future. You know, and as you think about everything going on, it's been a crazy week, and maybe next week's just as crazy. It just seems like it's a crazy season. And as you deal with politics and you deal with COVID and your job and all of these different things that are on our plates each and every day, imagine going through all of that without a church family. Imagine going through all of that without the Lord Jesus. There's going to be a number of people that is their story. And it can change because you are willing to knock and say hello. I can't wait. We'll do it together.